Today on my desk I've got a device that I think a lot of you will benefit from. It's the Sointone HFF86, rolls off the tongue I know, wireless TV headphone set. Effectively, it's a set of Bluetooth headphones that work with your TV. Now this means that you don't have to have a big long cord while you're listening to the TV with headphones on. There is no lip sync delay at all, so what you're seeing is what you're hearing. And it really is a very simple product, and I found it very easy to use and very effective, very, very effective. So this is what you get with the box. Optical cable, if you want to use optical cable. You've also got AV cable that will convert into a 3.5mm cable. And you've got your little charging cable, which is USB-C. Right, so here we are in my living room, and this is where I've got mine set up next to my TV. Now, as you can see, there's only two wires in the back, okay? This one is powering it, so I've powered this, I've literally plugged this into the back of my TV in one of the USB sockets. If you don't have a USB socket, then that's fine, you can just plug it into a socket on the wall, for example. This, I've got it plugged in via 3.5mm cable, which was provided, and as you'll see, I'm just going to move this down here. I've got an amp, an AV amp. Now, if you can imagine, this is your socket for your TV. Now, mine's a 1/4" jack, so all I've done is literally just put it through a little adapter. But normally in TVs, it is this size, just a 3.5mm jack for a TV. So what I'll do is, I'll just plug this in here. And then this literally just plugs in to the headphone jack of my amp. Or alternatively into the headphone socket of your TV. So when I turn that on, all the audio will go through the headphone, which is effectively sending it to this little device here, because that's the other end of the cable. I would then switch it to the TX, like so. TX is transmitter mode, RX is receiver mode. Now we'll be talking about receiver mode a little bit later on in the video. Using my headphones, on off switch there, I'd literally turn this on.
Power on. Lactate.
So as you can hear, basically it said connected. And that is it. It's now connected up to your headphones. And anything that comes out now of my TV, effectively, is going to go through these little headphones here. It really is that simple. And then when you've finished, all you'll do is basically turn it off there. You don't have to turn it off if you don't want to, but you can turn it off. And then you just, again, you just turn it off here. And you'll hear a little prompt to say that it's been powered off. Looking at the actual headphones, they're very, very well made, very comfortable. I find them very comfortable. Good little bit of padding here as well. The quality of the headphones is very much reminiscent of a good set of wireless headphones. Now there are different EQ settings if you want to change. Personally, I don't need that. Default worked very well for me. And you can switch EQs by pressing this button marked M. You have got a little volume button up there as well, up and down. It really is that simple. And then if you want to charge them, then you can charge them here. One little thing that I found was that when I first plugged them in, the sound was really, really bad. And that's because the sound from my amp was turned up very, very loud. Now, sometimes I need to do that if I'm listening to music. If I listen to TV, sometimes I have to turn up because I've got them put through speakers. With this, they don't need as much power for that. So once I turn down the volume of my amp, that's when the quality coming through the headphones were just as good as if I'd plugged them in wired basically by not using this transmitter. So it's just a little tip. If you do plug it in and you think that it's really, really bad quality, then just try turning down the volume of your amp or maybe even your TV, and then using the volume buttons either here or using the volume button here. This is actually a volume button here, and it's a wee rocker. It's got a good feel to it as well. It's got notches, so you can just turn them up and down, and that way you know if you're just turning it down one notch or two notches. Okay, I just want to go over the box in a little bit more detail. As previously mentioned, this is a volume button, so it just rocks up and down. Now this is, well, I'm going to show you exactly what it is. I'm going to turn it on, and these are actually all touch. These are all touch buttons, right? So if I press this,
voice broadcast off. Voice broadcast on.
no idea what that means because it doesn't make any difference. Now, if you press this here, this is an optical auxiliary. So if you press that,
Tickle fiber mode.
don't know what she said there.
UX mode.
That is basically the difference between using the 3.5mm jack in the back or an optical cable. Using an optical cable, then you have to select it to the OPT. And if you're using the 3.5, then you have to make sure it's connected to AUX. Now this is an actual receiver as well as a transmitter. Now the transmit mode is when you use it with your headphones, as previously mentioned. Now if you want to use it as a receiver, it will actually work. It's not very good, but it will actually work. So if I wanted to, I've actually connected my phone up onto this and I've played it through my speakers for my AV amp because my AV amp doesn't have Bluetooth. And this will enable my AV amp to have Bluetooth. Again, it's not very good, but it does actually work. How you would do that is you would put it into RX mode, and then you go into your, there we go, it's now actually connected to my phone right now. So I'm just going to actually turn that off because it's actually I've previously connected it up into my iPhone. How you do that is you just go into your Bluetooth and it will actually come up with, I think it's HFF86. It comes up on your phone and then you just connect to it as you would do any other Bluetooth device. Now, if you are using the receiver mode, then you would have to use the receiver mode section here of the device. So I've plugged it into my AV amp through optical cable, so I'd have to connect it through optical cable, connect that through optical as well, and then it will come through your speakers. Again, it's not particularly good sound that you get from it, but it does function. I wouldn't use it for music, but if you wanted it for spoken word, it is absolutely fine. The other side is obviously if you want to use for transmit mode that you use with your headphones. And this button here is you double press it and it says button lock. So I'm assuming that all these buttons then will be locked out if you double press the red button. Double press it to go on, and then again double press to turn it off. Now in theory you can actually connect two set of headphones to this. I've done that, but I haven't actually got it completely to work. If you want to set a second set of headphones on to this device so you can watch the TV at the same time as well as using your headphones, because you can use a pass-through method. That's why it says bypass there. So if you've got a soundbar, for example, you can pass through the soundbar into this and that way that you can still listen to the TV through the soundbar, and if you are wanting to listen to the headphones yourself, maybe at a louder volume, then you can do that and other people will still be able to hear the TV through the soundbar. Now in theory you can set up two set of headphones. I've managed to set up two set of headphones. I've managed to get two pairs of headphones connected through A and B, but I've only managed to ever hear sound out of one set of headphones. So for example, if I've set up A, which is the regular set of headphones that we've got provided, that'll work fine. To set up a second set, you would long press the B button and then it would go into, have I got it turned on? You would long press the B button here, and it might not do it because I'm already, it's trying to do, right, so there we go, we're now, it's now connected to, well, this is the problem I got, and it keeps going in that loop. So You either set it up, either if you can get them both to connect at any one time, then you either hear that loop where it says connected, 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 or it's connected to 2 sets of headphones, but you only hear sound through 1 set of headphones. So it's certainly not perfect. I certainly wouldn't recommend it if you want to listen to 2 sets of headphones at the same time. I wouldn't recommend that. If you just want to use it as everything is provided, i.e. the headphones that are provided, using it with this, then it really works really, really well. Again, if you want to use a separate set of headphones, it will connect to this fine, but not 2 at once, which is a bit of a disappointment, because it does say on the website that you can connect up 2 sets of headphones at once, but as you can hear, that's the problems I've been having. Maybe I'm the most unluckiest person in the world and I've got something that's faulty, but there we go. That's my findings. So there you go, a little bit of a mixed bag there. As a set of headphones, listening to the TV, completely recommend it. Really works really, really well. I wouldn't set up 2 sets of headphones that it says on their webpage, because you either get an endless loop of connected or it'll only connect up to 1 set of headphones. The good thing about it though is if you actually damage the set of headphones that comes with the package, then you can actually use another set of headphones. You can connect it up as well. So that is good. So if something goes wrong with headphones, you're covered with your own set of headphones, but just not both at the same time. Receiver mode, I wouldn't even bother with it, because it works. Don't get me wrong, it does work, but the sound that you get from it isn't very good. So if you wanted to use it at a pinch, if you wanted to listen to some spoken word, then maybe some radio, then it would actually work very, very well. But there's either way, easier ways of doing that. You know, a Bluetooth speaker would work much, much better. You can also do it through your smart device as well. You know, your smart home devices from Amazon and Google, they work much better than this. So I wouldn't bother with that. But as a set of headphones to listen to your TV so that the rest of the house aren't interrupted or disturbed with your viewing habits, then it works great. As always, links will be in the description, and thanks for watching.